The 89th Texas legislature just kicked off, and over 1,800 bills have already been filed in the Texas House of Representatives. We ask our state legislators to join us here at TPPF to give us a little more attention to some of those bills, ensuring you know why they were filed and what they aim to do. Today we'll be highlighting one of those bills, House Bill 1308, filed by Representative Carl Tepper. This is the layout. I'm Celine Rodriguez, Campaign Director for TPPF's Secure and Sovereign Texas campaign. Today, I'm joined by Representative Tepper. Sir, thank you for joining us.
Thanks for having me, Celine.
How are you today?
Good, I'm doing pretty well.
Well, thank you for joining us to talk about your bill. This is one of the few E-Verify bills that we've seen so far this session. Your legislation introduces requirements for governmental entities, state contractors, and private employers in Texas to verify the legal status of employees through the federal E-Verify system. And it also allows the suspension of certain licenses for employers who hire individuals not lawfully present. So first, tell us why the need for this bill this session.
Well, I mean, it's high time Texas verifies the employment and legality of our employees in Texas. We all know that illegal immigration has been at the major forefront of an American national issue. And I think it's high time that Texas as a state, and certainly a border state, can verify the employment of can verify the national origin of our employees.
Right. There's already been a few bills filed on this matter. We saw a few filed last session as well. What is it that your bill does that sets it apart?
Right. Mine is much
others?
more comprehensive. Mine is actually a plan that has a beginning and an end, and in the middle includes some verification. It actually includes quite a bit of penalties if you do not comply with the law. It also includes a complaint or a whistleblower statute, part of the law that can be followed and enforced by the Attorney General's office.
Yeah, so let's dig into that a little bit. It does have a beginning, middle, and then, like you said there. Does this apply to new hires only, or would this have any impact on the current Texas workforce?
It would have an impact on the entire Texas workforce, that everyone needs to be verified by E-Verify. We started out with an employer who has 25 or more employees because we wanted to dip our toe into the water a little bit and make sure we weren't overburdening small businesses that are already quite a bit overburdened by overregulation. So we wanted to try it with 25 employees and higher, and frankly, we'd be looking at doing all employees depending on how much success the bill has or momentum going into the session.
Yeah, you've got some strong enforcement mechanisms in here. Specifically, there's the possibility of withholding funding and even licensing if a governmental entity is found to be hiring persons not lawfully present. Can you explain a little bit more what mechanisms that provides to make this bill a little bit stronger?
Well, I mean, they can lose their license. First, it would get suspended. Then they can lose it, and they can be penalized. We want to give them the opportunity to cure the problem. So there's also a cure mechanism if they decide that they're going to abide by the law and do it the right way, cure it and move on. Or if they do not comply, they could have their licenses to operate suspended.
And I think one of the main key components of E-Verify bills that I've noticed over the past few sessions is the compliance mechanism. There's been some fuzziness on the Texas Workforce Commission, things like that. So who, if anybody, in your legislation might be tasked with ensuring that employers are staying compliant with the E-Verify?
It would be the Attorney General's office, who we felt was best equipped to ensure that people are complying with the law.
Great. And finally, what does this bill mean for Texans today if it were to be passed?
You know, it's just one more weapon in an arsenal to try and get compliance to American immigration laws. We want to know who's coming over the border. We want to know if they're legal or not. If they're not legal, they need to go back to their country of origin and try to immigrate the legal way and the right way. So Texas has its own responsibility to help safeguard the United States of America by ensuring people coming over the border are legal, are safe, and have the documentation to prove it.
Well, I think certainly going in with a new administration, the federal government, a new Texas legislature, there's going to be a lot of cooperation between both of us to ensure we're doing exactly what you just said. So
we hope so, Celine. And on that, we want to make sure that we have structural changes to these laws or structural ability to ensure that the law is being followed no matter who the president is. So, we might have a Republican president this year who wants to abide by immigration law, and it can change in 4 years. So we want to ensure that these are structural changes that will ensure compliance with immigration law for Texas and indeed for the entire United States.
I couldn't agree more. Thank you so much for filing this legislation. We look forward to seeing what happens with it moving forward, sir. Thank you for speaking to us about your bill today.
Thanks, Celine. Thanks for the opportunity.